Hello everybody. This video we are doing a replay commentary on Zoe mid versus Ekko. This is me playing, of course. And normally I do these on Silas games, but this was a part of the Clash that the last Silas game was a part of. And most of my Clash games, Silas is banned, so I wanted to go over the Zoe game instead because mainly for myself, I'm not as experienced with Zoe as I am with Ekko or Silas, for example, but I think I made a lot of mistakes this game, even though we did end up winning. So I wanted to go over that and just analyze my own gameplay and sort of see what I could be doing better. And maybe you guys could also learn something. So I decided, if I'm gonna look over my replays, might as well make a video on it. So we do have, I don't really have that much of a front line this game. We have Camille, Zed as our top and jungle, so do have the Lulu though for the extra support. And we're playing against Ekko, Garen, Viego, Ashe, Rakan, which is really, really rough. So I think this game was pretty difficult to play from the start because they just have so much ability to dive on us. Well, let's see. So I did start the corrupting pod, of course. I'd like to hit the wave early just to make sure that doesn't push into me. Try to get a trade there, but I missed my Q. I think my CSing, if I remember correctly, my CSing was pretty bad this game. At least early game, like these first couple of waves, you can see there, I missed 2 CS already for no reason. Well, I actually missed 3 CS in that first wave for no reason. So there, I see Ekko roam, so I ping that it might be warded. You always want to do that if you see that your laner is roaming, because, he probably placed a ward somewhere up here. So Ekko's diving on me. He does get a passive proc, but now that he's used all of his abilities, I can go and poke him a little bit, and the trade ends up actually somewhat even. And Ghost is actually a really, really strong summoner spell on Zoe because it just gives you, you can basically escape any situation. You get that bonus movement speed, you can run people down. So here, I was a level up on him, I had my E. It was a little bit embarrassing, I missed literally all of my abilities. I definitely could have killed him if I hit my E, maybe my Q. But yeah, he just went towards that wall and E'd over, so. I should have just E'd him earlier. I think I maybe could have just walked up to him and E'd instead of Qing first. Especially because since I Q'd earlier, my E, if I did hit him with the E, my Q would have been on cooldown, and it would have been harder for me to get that bonus damage off. And here he walked up to me. Was able to get a kill with Ignite. Now I did mess up my cleanse there. I kind of forgot I had it for a second, so I don't think it would have mattered because Viego ended up having flash anyway, but and I think my wave is pretty bad here, so it's just a bit unfortunate. Was able to get the kill on the Ekko though, so it's not too bad. Did get that Ignite damage off with the W passive, so he ended up dying. If I cleansed the Viego stun a bit earlier, maybe I could have lived, but probably not. But that was just a matter of not really paying too much attention to my summoner spell. Because I was more focused on whether the Ekko was going to die or not. And there, I had a free flash from the Viego, I think, but it ran out right before I got to it, which is really sad. Nice poke there. I missed that. Yeah, CS not too good this game. Normally, I think, the last Zoe game I played, which was the second game of Clash. This is the third game of Clash. And so I played Zoe the second and third games of Clash. And normally my CS is really good on Zoe. But this game, for some reason, it was just a bit off. But yeah, the last game I did a lot better. But I thought that might not be as interesting to review because I don't think I made as many mistakes. So wouldn't have learned as much. So. I'm kind of just waiting. I'm just farming. Ekko does go in, so I accidentally outed the minion there. I think that's probably not ideal. So my Lily's coming to roam mid, so I don't think we can kill the Ekko here. My Ignite's not up for a minute, so To get the exhaust though, which is actually really nice. When I actually landed that bubble there, I think I do hit him. Yes, that's a ton of damage, which means... Now, I wasn't able to actually kill the Ekko there in one shot, but it means that he's probably going to have to go back here. He does have TP. Since he has TP, maybe I shouldn't have pushed the wave here. But how much gold do I have? I have 600. So, I mean, yeah, I could end up TPing. It's going to come back into him. I maybe could have kept it even. I'm not sure if that would have been better. He probably would have missed a little bit more. But I think because I'm approaching my lost chapter gold, I don't remember when I actually go back here, but because I'm approaching lost chapter gold, it's probably fine if I just push in this next wave and then go back. I'm not sure what actually happened though. I had a nice trade there, yeah. Got Ekko's ult out, which is actually really nice. Unfortunately, I don't think my team actually comes and helps me, but... Okay, I don't remember if I die here. No, I'm good. Now, I do have my ult up. Did actually hit the Ekko there. It's kind of hard to see as a scoreboard, but my Zed goes back in. You know, this is actually a really bad position for me because it's hard for me to walk up. And yeah, I can't really follow there. Would have been unfortunate that the Ekko lived. You know, my positioning was pretty bad walking into the top side here because when I was over here, it's really hard for me to walk around this corner instead of helping my Zed because I can get jumped on pretty easily. You know, probably something that wouldn't matter as much if I was on Silas or Ekko, but since I'm not, it's a bit more dangerous. Yeah, so I should just go back here. How much gold do I have? So I have about 1,300 gold. Which means I could go for Sorcerer Shoes and like a Control Ward. I could finish the last chapter. Yes, I went for the Sorcerer Shoes, Control Ward. I actually like going Sorcerer Shoes early on Zoe. I know some people do that, some people don't, but I think the early magic penetration is quite nice. The only issue is, you know, you do lack a little bit of AP, so it's a little bit harder to wave clear, and you don't get that mana from the last chapter. But you know, you still have Corrupting Pot, and it just lets you do a lot more damage. Plus, the bonus movement speed is very nice. On champs like Ekko or Silas, you know, melee champions, I would not recommend going Sorcerer Shoes until after your Mythic. That's usually when I buy them on Ekko and Silas, is after I get my Mythic item, because then you have that sort of damage there automatically. Yeah, this was a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I didn't end up having the flash there. I did R to get away from the Recon W, but unfortunately he had his ult up, so I got CC'd anyway. Had to use my flash, but, you know, that's just how it is, I guess. So here, yeah, Viego. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to R Viego's ult, so that did end up hitting me, but, you know, my Zed got the shutdown, so that's fine. I think I could have lived there because I believe I did have my ult up, and I probably could have ulted maybe over this wall to anticipate the Viego ult and dodge that. But I just didn't expect it. So at this point, I'm just working towards my last chapter. I did get a Dark Steel early. I don't know if that's normally... I like it on Zoe, I like it on, you know, most champs in general, but... Yeah, it's an item I like building on this champ. Even though you are a bit vulnerable, you just have to be a bit more careful. So I have the Turbo Chem tank. Yeah, warding the bot side bush. That is my favorite spot for the control ward. I think it's just really good in general. So I think, yeah, I did end up hitting that there, so I think I get a nice... Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, I knew the Ekko was walking up towards that area because his Viego was there. So just went for a blind bubble, ended up working out, and Ekko got chunked for like 2/3 of his health. So at this point, I'm looking. The scoreboard isn't in order, unfortunately. I don't think I can fix that on the replay. Try to go for a snipe there. Maybe that was not such a great idea since he was standing on the other side, but yeah, like judging by the scoreboard, I mean my top lane's 0-2, my Lulu's 0-2, so my Zed is really the only one doing well on the team, and I'm doing decently well. I mean, I was having a bit of trouble CSing early, but now I'm up to 83 CS, which is pretty decent. The Ekko is a lot lower than me. Oh, and yeah, this is Clash, so generally the enemy team is lower ranked than I am. I think the Ekko and the Viego were both Diamond 1, so, you know, the two main enemies that I was facing for most of the game were Diamond 1, so a decent bit lower than I am, but not too much. The rest of their team was probably about Platinum or Gold. So I am facing slightly worse enemies, but I'm also playing a champion that I just recently got into, so. They're just pushing the way to try and punish an Ekko roam. I see him over the wall with the ward. I don't think I'm able to get a bubble here though. But yeah, we're about to fight on dragons, so I am down here to roam. Try to go for a snipe on the Viego there, but he actually ended up going in a different direction. And their team overextends very, very far. So I'm actually able to pick up a bunch of these flashes. And I think I got a kill and an assist there, but my Zed got 2 kills and an assist, I think, which is pretty huge for him. Yeah, I mean, Zoe just thrives in those fights like that in the jungle where you're able to land your E easily. You know, I wasn't getting focused, which helped a lot, and the enemy team was using a lot of summoner spells, so I think that was a pretty good fight. And now I'm just recalling. I think I can afford my Ludens. Maybe not quite. I don't actually know what the cost is with my current gold level. Yeah, so I was slightly off, but I had no mana, so I kind of had to go back anyway. But you know, the Ludens has a massive power spike, gives even more magic penetration. So that would be really nice to get. But at this point, you know, I have 128 AP. I'm actually doing a lot of damage. I just have to, you know, make sure that I'm not getting dove on by basically everyone on their team. I mean, even the Ashe can. And I messed up that cannon, which kind of sucks at a bubble. But yeah, even the Ashe can catch me out because of her ult. So I really have to be careful with where I ult this game. And I don't actually remember too well. I know that I had some bad positioning at some points this game, but I don't remember exactly what happens. Here, yeah, this was a bit of a misplay, I think, coming up. I tried to go for the thing. Now here, I should have just tried to ult on the Viego. I tried to ult through the Ekko stun there, but I ended up just dying. Or I tried to flash through the Ekko stun, but I ended up, you know, still being in it because the radius is quite large. You know, what I should have done, I wanted to go for the more guaranteed damage with the flashes and getting the W and getting close to them. But I probably should have just ulted there to extend my Q range and tried to one-shot the Viego since he was pretty low. You know, instead I tried to go for the flashes, but Ekko W just caught me out there. So should have just ulted, but I wanted to go for the flashes, and you know that wasn't the play. So that was quite bad. That could have been really good, but I messed it up pretty badly. So did get the Ludens though at this point, so it's not too bad. I go for a sweeper as well. One really nice thing that I've noticed in playing Zoe is that you can defend control wards very well in these bushes, because if the enemy ever tries to take one of these, then you can throw a bubble at them. Most of the time, even if they're expecting a bubble, you can still hit them, and you can either, you know, one-shot them or at least chunk them for a lot, depending on how you're doing. So I noticed my Zed's bot lane here. My bot lane's pushing up, so I look bot lane to maybe see if we can dive. You know, on Zoe, these sorts of dives I think are actually pretty good because you have that ability to poke over the wall. You don't have to full commit. So I know that they were running away there, so I'm able to land the bubble, able to chase them. My Zed gets both of them. Yeah, my Zed gets both of them. You know, I'm fine with giving him the kills. Zed is a very snowball-y champion, and I think he's generally going to be more useful this game than I am because of the enemy team composition. So I'm fine with giving him those kills. You know, I am helping out my team quite a lot, or at least my Zed, giving him a decent amount of resources. I'm just waiting around for the next wave. I mean, I have both sides of my lane warded. Someone else, I think my Camille placed a ward on the top side, which is nice. But yeah, I'm just trying to farm, making up for those early game missed minions. And I mean, I'm 130 CS on Zoe, about 17 minutes in. It's not too bad. Throw the E there to check if they're on Rift Herald, because if they were, they'd probably be somewhere around here. You know, they could be in the pit more, but yeah, Viego just completely overextends. Fortunately, the Lulu was there. Definitely saved me a lot. Viego did a massive amount of burst damage, though. And there, that was probably not an ult I should have taken. That was very risky. They want to go for that heal, just to get us more health. Proto Belt for the extra damage and mobility. Yeah, the Viego completely overextended there. Luckily, my Lulu was there to help out and keep me safe. Did have to flash the Viego ult though, but you know, after I flashed that, I wasn't really afraid of dying because I knew that I could flash that ult, and it sort of baited him into a free kill. And there, I just used the Proto Belt for a bit of surprise damage and mobility. You know, the Ashe was out in the open, so landed a free bubble. That was pretty nice. Grabbed her flash as well. I've noticed that a lot of people will panic flash away from Zoe when they get bubbled, which is actually pretty detrimental because it just adds more damage to your Q, because most of the time you'll be able to catch them anyway. So not only does it give you a free flash if you reach that point, but it just also adds more damage to your Q because they have more distance. And there, a bit unfortunate, my team did end up dying. You know, I'm not gonna full commit. I did walk up a bit too far because I did have the free flash, so I wasn't too afraid. But, you know, once I see my team is just getting destroyed, I am just out of there. So here, I thought that the Viego. So again, I had bad positioning. I overextended. I thought that the Viego was a member of my own team though, so I wasn't as afraid when I first saw him. So that is probably something that I should have been paying more attention to. Fortunately, my Camille was able to clean up Camille Varus Lulu. Did a nice job there. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't really expecting to get dove under my inner turret, but I should have acknowledged that was a possibility and played a bit more safe, especially with Ekko and Rakan right over here. So a bit more of poor positioning on my part. So I'm just working towards a Shadow Flame now. It gets a lot of magic penetration, so any like minor amounts of magic resistance that I may build, it's gonna negate. And it also just has a lot of ability power. Shadow Flame gives 100 ability power, I believe, so. Here I'm trying to look for a pick maybe, since they were spot lane, but they backed off, so. I do have the free flash though, so one combo that I like to do is flash E. You know, it's very fast. People don't really expect it, and you can get a lot of free sleeps with it. I might do it here, maybe. No, I don't. Fortunately, you know, they do kill my Lulu, but Yeah, unfortunately that Q didn't hit the recon either, but I didn't want to overextend. There I just used a flash because it was about to run out. I probably could have walked up a little bit more to kill that recon with the Q, but you know, I didn't want to overextend too much. And there Viego just does Viego things and goes halfway across the map while killing my entire team. I mean, not really much I could have done there. I think ulting to try and kill that Ashe there was not necessarily a bad play. I think it just got punished because Viego's still in the game, unfortunately. But, you know, Varus landed the ult, so I wanted to go in with the long range Q. So yeah, at this point, I mean, things are looking pretty bad. The Viego's 13-3. You know, my Zed's pretty fed, but for me, this game is a bit rough. Just because, again, I mean, their team comp is very punishing. So I do get the full Shadow Flame. At this point, I can start working towards my Zanyas, and you know, make sure that I have at least a little bit of safety. Rakan does overextend there, which is really nice. Dragon's up in a minute, so he'll be back by then, but we can actually punish this here. I do use the Shurelya's for movement speed. My team didn't follow up. I don't think I communicated to them that I had it, so that's probably my bad. And there, I should have noticed she was going to walk down, so I should have aimed the Q a bit lower, but I don't think I would have been able to kill her anyway. Could have been a lot of poke damage, though. So I know Dragon's up in about 30 seconds, so I'm just sitting around here, maybe looking for a pick. You know, I know Viego's dead, so I'm not really afraid to walk up. Rakan was also just dead, he just respawned. So I'm just looking for any picks, because I know if I land a bubble on most of them, then it will result in a kill. Fortunately, nobody actually walks up, so well, I think we do get the Ekko here. Yeah, Zed just absolutely pops the Ekko. Yeah, a nice pick before Dragon. You know, I think lurking in their jungle was the correct play, even though it didn't end up working out. Ooh, and this was really bad. This is our soul, by the way. We do end up losing it here because my Zed didn't have a smite up. Yeah, this was really unfortunate. I think my entire team... So this is something that this is pretty much my bad. Completely my bad. We all tried to walk around this angle to kill this vision plant, which I should have acknowledged that my team was going to do that, because that puts me in a really bad position, like stuck in this corner. And, you know, it's something, you know, if I was playing one of my other champs, more mobile, then it would have been a problem, but, you know, on Zoe, it's a lot more punishing. So I should acknowledge that my team was going to be able to do that, and had gone... Probably just walked over to Dragon with my team. Here, fortunately, I'm able to kill the Viego there, so it stops their Baron. I don't know why Viego didn't just ult the sleep, but... Yeah, so I mean, they stole the Dragon, but we still have Soul Point. You know, they aren't able to get Baron because I killed their jungler, so... You know, that was probably the biggest misplay of this game. Is just stepping into that corner for the vision plant. I mean, I didn't need to. My team was going to get it anyway. You know, it's just something that I did instinctively and ended up costing me. And we ended up losing the fight, which, you know, if I was on the other side of the Dragon Wall, like over here, and my team was over here, I probably could have helped a lot more by throwing an E over the wall, queuing over the wall. So... Fortunately, my team is cleaning up pretty nicely. I know that, I mean, Viego's the only one left on their team, so... Yeah, I did go for the flashy here. I think, yeah, I messed up IQ a little bit. I think it hit the minions, but either way, he is just dead. And that means we can go for Baron. Now, I've noticed that Zoe's actually pretty decent against epic monsters. You know, she doesn't do a lot of, you know, sustained damage, but, you know, every Q is a decent chunk. So, you know, especially when you have a jungler like Zed who starts melting monsters after they reach half HP, the extra damage Zoe provides can be quite good. So at this point, can I... Okay, I can't buy full Lasagnas, but I do get the stopwatch. Stopwatch is very important, just because, you know, if you look at their team comp, I'm going to need some sort of defensive item, and the stasis will hopefully allow my team to, you know, play around them all diving on me and then not being able to kill me for 2.5 seconds. So again, I'm trying to look for a pick here. I do see the Viego, so I instantly start backing off. Again, pretty bad positioning from me, walking down. I took a step down this way, which was really bad. I had to ignite for the bonus movement speed from the W to get out there. But I'm providing quite a bit of utility, though, with the sleeps, so... Actually, I'm putting out a lot of damage. Get to grab that free flash. Throw a bubble there just to make sure Viego can't come any closer. Now here, my Varus is actually pushing top lane quite nicely, so I'm just sort of stalling, making sure that they can't go back and kill him. He's able to get the inhibitor, which is really nice, and I think he does live. And here, I probably well, my Zed one-shot the Viego, but I probably should have helped him on that, just in case, because I mean, Viego did have a lot of armor, did have a death stance. Zed one-shot him anyway, but probably would have been a better idea instead of going for the Ashe. And there, I did stand on the Ekko ult, but he wasn't Camille, so he didn't actually teleport to me. Which probably, yeah. So, at this point, I think I can go back at my Zanyas. I haven't used the stopwatch, so it's not as important. Usually, if you've already used the stopwatch, it's pretty imperative to go back and buy the full Zanyas, because then you get that extra stasis. But either way, I mean, it's still a pretty big upgrade. Get a lot of extra armor. And yeah, so Dragon's up in 15 seconds. This is, again, our soul. This time, hopefully, I play a little bit more passive and don't overextend like before. Because I think Zoe is actually really good at holding these objectives, because if you already have control over the area, she can, you know, prevent enemies from getting closer with her E and her Q. So there they do jump on me, but I'm able to flash away, grab a couple kills. And I nailed that bubble too, so I think this fight was really well played. Maybe I overextended a bit at the beginning, but I was able to flash out and kill the Rakan and the Garen there with my Zed. And the rest of my team was able to kill the rest of them. So we do get the Infernal Soul. Unfortunately, we couldn't end the game here. You know, if Camille had teleport, we did have the super minion wave pushing top from when the Varus split pushed, but fortunately we couldn't actually end because Camille didn't have teleport, so it took us a lot longer to get there. Camille actually ends up dying here. I could have killed the Rakan there if I landed the bubble, but I think I did just go for the turret here. Yeah, Rakan was kind of standing in the way. I probably die here for that turret, but I am able to actually one-shot the Ekko there. Yeah, I mean, I knew I was pretty much dead because I did stay for that turret. I mean, I'd say that was probably worth, especially because I was able to kill the Rakan and the Ekko. But yeah, I mean, at that point, I know that I'm probably dead. They're just gonna run me down, so I try to go for a nice bubble, which does land on the Ekko, and I'm able to kill him. So it just makes it a lot harder for them to do anything on the map. I mean, there's no objectives up, but it makes it harder for them to push waves because I did get that extra pick. And it makes it it's a little bit easier on my Zed to play the map with his team down. So Yeah, I mean, at this point they have open Nexus. They have no towers. Their only inhib is their mid one. The other two are down, so with Baron coming up in a minute, it's pretty easy to just try and get a Baron and end. We could also just, if we got a pick or anything, we probably just run it down in their base and end as well. So yeah, I'm just coming mid with my team here. I think it's pretty easy to just 5-man mid at this point. We could go for Baron, as I said, but my team, the enemy team actually dives on the Zed here. My Varus gets a nice ult on the Viego there, allows me to land that Q. I do get stunned by the Ashe ult, but fortunately my team is there. Stops me from dying. A nice bubble over the wall. And grab the heal for the movement speed. And yeah, that's game. So, Zed definitely carried the game. Those last two fights, the one there where he baited the entire enemy team, and then one on Dragon, plus the entire mid and early game. So, I think I played this game pretty poorly. I mean, my CS is pretty bad. But, this VOD review was less of an educational thing for teaching other people how to play and more to review my own mistakes, which was a lot of positioning. It is very hard for me to sort of play this champion because Zoe's one of the most vulnerable champions in the game because of her ult. At least she's one of the most punishable. And, when I play like Ekko and Silas and those sort of champions a lot, and they have a lot of escapes, like if I was over here, let's get this thing out of here. If I was sitting over here on Silas or Ekko, and I went for the blast, or I went for the scrying plane or whatever it's called, and the enemy team collapsed on me, I could either fight them because I'm in melee range and I'm playing a melee champion, or if it's looking bad, I could just E over this wall here and I'd be fine. But on Zoe, I think I play similar on Zoe because I'm used to that sort of safety, but a lot of that safety is kind of gone because you don't I don't have a way to get over a wall unless I have flash. And yeah, I mean just a lot of positioning errors because I'm used to playing a different class of champion. But reviewing it like this is pretty nice. And just seeing, there's a couple areas where I just walked up a bit too far. Here, for example, there's also the one over here, which I think did work out for our team, but just could have been a bit less risky. So yeah, anyway, this was sort of just me VOD reviewing my own game, seeing my own mistakes because I don't think I played this game very well. But yeah, I thought I'd just make a video about it anyway. And, hopefully maybe you guys learned something. I don't think I really taught that much this video, but maybe if you guys also play very similar champions to me and you want to get into Zoe, it is a major thing to think about because positioning is very important on Zoe and it's not quite as important on other assassin type champs, so it's a little bit hard to get used to. But yeah, if you like this content, you want to see more, consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.